Okay, more developments coming in right now from Mandya within Karnataka. We're learning right now of lathi-charge taking place once again against protesters in the Mandya region. Drama, as you can see, continuing to unfold. The Bajrang Dal and its activists are threatening to call for a Mandya city Bandh as we speak. We'll have more reporters joining us to bring us details on all of these developments. This is a story, as we told you, that's been playing out since the last few days. Villagers pooling money to erect this pole, the Hanuman flag flying on it, since the inauguration of Ram Mandir at Ayodhya on Jan 22nd. Now, as we told you earlier, villagers from neighbouring villages also joining in the protest. My colleague Ritu with us. You can see these scenes on your screen right now. Let's go over to our colleague Ritu to understand more. Ritu, we can see the scenes. Just tell us first, how large are these protests? Because just on our screens, one can easily see at least 100 plus people gathered there. Just tell us how large are these protests, and then tell us what are the actual rules, because we know the Gram Panchayat voted for this to happen. Were there rules about what kind of flags could be flown in public spaces?
Well, firstly, to answer your first question, this is for the third day that we are seeing this sort of a protest taking place in Mandya. But indeed, today you see there's a statewide protest that has been called by the BJP, where we are seeing across the state. In fact, there are these protests taking place. But in Mandya, you see the tense situation, in fact, remains, because now we did see the kind of lathi-charge that also took place in the Mandya district to try and control the situation. But however, what we are given to understand is also that these protesters are now planning to bear out the DC office in the Mandya. So there the security has been stepped up in a next level, in fact, to understand and ensure that there's no untoward incident that takes place. But however, there's also injuries that we can see that has been caused to the protesters in the visuals that we see. They are now condemning this particular act of the police as well, trying and taking the law and order situation to a next level by attacking the protesters. So now that's the kind of situation that we are getting to see in the Mandya. But however, on the other hand, you see now what the Karnataka Siddharamaiah is saying is that there was only a permission that was granted to install the national and the state flag, but these people went on to install Hanuman flag. But however, that was allowed for a few days ahead of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir inauguration. But as per the resolution, that needs to be taken down because the permission wasn't granted for this particular flag. So that's the reason why district administration had to swing in the action. But of course, this hasn't gone down well with the villagers and as well as with BJP and the Hindu outfit members, that we are seeing this sort of a protest needs to be seen. So what will be the further course of action from the district administration as well as from the government here?
Tell us a little bit more, Ritu, about how the Congress, which is in power in Karnataka, is framing it. We heard what the Chief Minister had to say. He said the BJP is instigating it. But on the ground, you have BJP leaders, you have JDS leaders who are on the ground right now. In some cases, they're taking part in these protests. How is the Congress reacting?
Well, what the Congress is saying, in fact, the government is stating here is that the rules will remain rules irrespective of the community. But this is the complete, the breakage of the rule, and that's the reason why the district administration had to swing into an action. They have nothing to do with it. It's the district administration which has taken a call for it, and action has also been directed from the district administration to the police. So the government really does not have anything much about it. They are not playing any sort of a game when it comes to this particular issue is what the government is saying. But on the other hand, you see what the BJP is in fact stating is that this is completely another instance to understand that this government is anti-Hindu by the kind of protests that have been continuously called by the villagers, and still the government really not agreeing to the terms of these villagers. They can come up with another resolution as well, but the government remains very stubborn at this point in time to ensure that that particular resolution itself is followed. So these are the kind of war of words that have been exchanged so far between the Congress and the BJP.
But Ritu, what I'm trying to, I would like to get more. All right, we do need to move on. Ritu, we have some breaking news. Let me just take a look at it. All right, we're going to